fabulous, huh? How old do you think Cindy is? 25. That's 25, 26. Cindy, how old are you?
I'll be 41 this June.
Cindy, why have you gone? We saw pictures of you early on. You were never, no one could ever say you were ugly.
Well, they did.
They said you were ugly?
Well, I was never compared to a summer's day.
But you were, if anything, maybe just plain.
I was plain, I was ordinary, I was invisible. And by the time I was in my mid-30s, I was badly prematurely aged. I looked like I was in my 40s when I was in my late 20s. And I wanted more out of life. I used to sit back and watch life going on around me. I was on the outside looking in. Pretty girls used to get the things I wanted out of life, and all they had to do was be pretty. They didn't need to work at it. They didn't need to be smart.
Someone has said, and this is a terrible misquote, you'll just have to forgive me, that a witty woman is interesting, but a beautiful woman is powerful. Is that true?
Yes.
Beauty gives you power?
Beauty gives you more power than all the brains and the money in the world.
Now, I would think if you had gone through all of that, that maybe she'd be kind of a dumb bunny type. This lady is a Mensa. This lady holds jobs and does all kinds of amazing things, and yet you still think it's the beauty? This gentleman disagrees.
Sally, I agree with what's inside is what gives you power, nothing on the outside. I'm not saying she's not beautiful, but we could all be beautiful and we could be very, very ugly inside.
So are you saying a woman is too powerful if she's beautiful inside and out?
Oh, absolutely. Every woman is powerful. I think every woman is powerful.
Inside is all you need.
We like you. We like you. Go ahead.
You say you want something out of your life, but don't you spend most of your time in hospitals? Is that what you want out of your life?
No, it doesn't take that long.
It doesn't take that long.
No.
You're 40 and you've had 3 facelifts and an eye job. Isn't that a lot for somebody as young as you?
I was very prematurely aged, so I needed that many facelifts and then that many procedures to get the look that I wanted. I wanted to look prettier and I wanted to look younger. It took more than 1 or 2 procedures to get the look I wanted. That's why I carried on until I was
finished.
Got it. Yeah.
Did you switch doctors or did one person do all?
No, I've been to 7 doctors on 3 continents.
You told us that you will have more facelifts in the future.
Yes.
And whatever it takes to look beautiful and younger. Jeanette, let me just read the list of what you've done in 12 years. When you were 24, you had your eyes done, plus a nose job and liposuction under your chin. Then you had another nose job because you weren't happy with the first?
It was not small enough, and the nostrils also. Narrowed the nostrils a little.
When you were 26, you got saline breast implants, cheekbone implants, liposuction on the tummy to make it flat, collagen injections in your lips. Did that work, the collagen in the lips?
Actually, collagen, it disappears usually about 30 to 45 days, and it's about $300 per injection, and it got to be pretty costly, so I just
Don't people say something if you have fat lips one day and then it goes away?
It's not that... It's not that big of a, it's not that visible of a difference. It's not like really big. It's moderately big.
You also had laser surgery to remove a scar from your cleavage area.
That didn't really work. You have to keep up with it. And laser surgery, you have to stay out of the sun because it comes back. The scar, the darkness, the discoloration will come back. So eventually, I'm going to have that surgically removed eventually.
Anybody's watching and they have scars, they're going to want to ask you. And you say you're due for another eye job to get rid of the lines near your eyes, and you want more liposuction on your waist to have a more sculptured figure. What made you think you needed this when you were 24?
Well, when I have a pretty active social life, and I was socializing ever since really I was 16 with a fake ID and whatnot. But I started to frequent these clubs, restaurants, bars, what have you, that attracted a certain kind of man, it attracted a certain kind of people, very upwardly mobile, very, very good-looking men. And I saw that basically it was the real pretty girls that was getting the attention from that kind of man that I really wanted to have in my life. And everybody was fawning all over them, putting them on pedestals, and I'm like, gee, what about me?
Are men that important?
it's not just about man. I mean, I didn't do this for man, for the sake of man. I did it for me, so I could feel better about myself. I saw things that needed improvement, and you know, if you have the resources to do so, then I think that if a woman finds things that she can improve on, why not go ahead and do it if it's going to make you feel better about yourself?
How is your love life?
I'm very happy now. I've attracted that kind of man that I want, and we're both very happy.
You told us that every time you have surgery, you really look forward to the surgery.
Actually, I do. It kind of gives me sort of a, you know, a rush when they, you know, when you go to sleep and they put the sodium pentothal and you start counting backwards from 100, and you know that when you wake up, you're going to have all these nicer things about you when you come out of that anesthesia.
So we'll have everyone now wanting to try sodium pentothal. Tell me about jobs. How does it help in the job?
There was one instance. I'm a paralegal, a freelance paralegal, and also an aspiring actress. When I was not freelancing.
Meet Shannon. Shannon is 26. She is worried because her body doesn't snap back the way it used to. Shannon, you wrote us a letter. Read a portion of the letter. Snap back at 26?
I know it sounds funny, but it's true.
Okay.
My letter said, "Dear Sally, I'm writing you because you are my only hope. I am talking about plastic surgery, liposuction, breast implants. If I could have liposuction on my butt, thigh, hip area, I would be so happy. I heard that you can take fat from one part of a woman's body and put it into her breast area. I would be thrilled with that. My bottom half is so big, my sister used to call me eggplant and pear. When I go shopping, nothing ever fits. It is so humiliating. And it's days like that I cry. I have a wonderful husband who adores me, but that isn't enough because I don't feel good about myself. My 2 children added parts to my body that no one would want, my thighs, and took parts every woman needs, breast. What I need is a body adjustment."
Now, you're very serious about this.
Yes. Everybody always tells me, "Oh, you're so cute. You got 2 wonderful children. You have a wonderful husband." I disguise my weight very well, but when I get in a bathing suit in the summer, everybody's eyes pop out.
Well, or you think they do.
They do.
Okay. When we got Shannon's letter, we contacted an old friend of ours. This is a cosmetic dermatologist, Dr. Howard Sobel. Whom I've known for how long?
15 years?
15, 20 years. Dr. Sobel, is her situation typical of women who come for help?
Oh, without a doubt. I actually saw Shannon up in your office for the first time this morning. Actually, your office sent me over pictures last week, and she talks about 4 years ago when she first got married, she always had this sort of so-called violin deformity where your hips come out and your thighs come out. And if you look at it, and we'll look at her shape in a second, you'll see that she is shaped sort of like a violin. And it's not very, and I hate the word deformity, but it's the shape of her body. And unfortunately, no matter what she does, she could be...
Let's say she dieted and exercised. That's right. We're all thinking she should just diet and exercise. Will that work?
No. Well,
No.
It'll work to the point that she won't change her shape. She will lose weight. She will look thinner.
She'll
But
tone
what
up.
happens is, liposuction should be for a person that is in great shape, who exercises, who diets, and no matter what they do, they can even be gaunt to the point that they're actually underweight. But what happens, it does not change the shape of the body when you lose weight.
Have you ever had it done on you?
No.
Executive director, she's a real interesting job, of Ford Models Special Sizes Division. And so you work with the most beautiful women in the world, right? She's also working on an infomercial called Becoming You, which is meant to help women simplify their beauty routines while feeling better about themselves inside. Now, you've been listening backstage. What do you think about what you've heard so far? I know that a great many of those models in Ford have had, with instruction from the higher powers in Ford, have had this nipped and this tucked and this done. So
if beauty's your profession, if you're an actress or a model, that's one thing. But some of what I'm hearing out on this stage is a time warp. I mean, God made you, Mattel made the Barbie doll. Which one is more likely to make a mistake? Excuse me?
also made cosmetic surgeons.
God. Well, if you want to go that far, he also made the atom bomb. I mean, so, you know, I mean, everything.
No, those were the Germans, weren't they?
No, I actually reinvented it. You might spend a little more time in a book and a little less time in the mirror.
Excuse me, have you ever had liposuction?
That's not the issue. I'm not here to discuss what I do and do not want to do with myself. We all have the right to do
But
what
you're
we
here
want
to
to do.
discuss what every... Okay,
No,
so
right. I'm not here to make a judgment, although I will say to the lady on the end, I am amazed that in 1996 a woman would go on television and brag that a lusty lawyer fired a chubby paralegal to hire her so he could look at her.
It's not bragging.
Thank you again.
It's not about bragging. It's not bragging.
Today. And you know what? I'm lazy now. I'm tired. I'm not doing one thing extra that I have to do. So I can sit and look at you and tell you the God's honest truth. I don't work out more than 15 to 30 minutes a day. And the thing is, I developed a program. My new workout is with light weights, but you go up and down a pyramid, and you burn maximum fat and get tiny muscles instead of that big hulking muscle.
Tiny muscles,
Tiny muscle. It's
under the
called
flap.
the superset, right? And you said you use 8 pounds. That was interesting. What I'd like to see
Well, wait,
you...
I had to work my way up
Right.
to 8 pounds.
Okay, but you know what I'd love to see you do? 3, 5, 8, 5, 3. That's the pyramid, okay? It's very easy to do. Look, Sally, we're about the same age, okay?
Right.
And I remember 4 years ago I was on your show.
Was I starting to do weights then? I've gotten nowhere.
No, because you didn't.
Nowhere.
You didn't do my workout. I'm telling
You're
you,
absolutely
Sally. I
right.
guarantee
You're
you.
right.
I'm telling you, it breaks my heart
I
to
go
see.
into that gym and I just get scared.
Okay, everybody, a lot of people here know me, okay? I say to someone, if you do my program and it doesn't work, I want you to write me a letter and tell me, please.
Better not do that.
I promise
Better not do that. The entire country, you should see these bags
Sally,
of meal.
you will be wearing something to show off your back. Look, look at my back, right? Now, I'm not bragging, but look, you know what these, you know the old lady's back, what do they call it, the...
Lifted 181.7 pounds doing squats.
Squats.
You bench press 82.5 pounds,
Yeah.
but you say this is not your best event. You lift 214.7 pounds in a deadlift. I have no idea what I'm talking about at all. A lot of women go to the gym, as you know I do, but how did you get involved in competitive weightlifting?
I almost fell into it by accident. I was doing weightlifting for rehabilitation after I'd had shoulder surgery, and getting back into doing deadlifts. And I signed up for a meet. I thought I was going to just do deadlifts and found out it was a full meet, and I had to do squats, deadlifts, and bench presses. So 2 weeks before the meet, my coach gave me a quick session doing squats, and I entered the meet. That was a little over a year and a half ago, and since that time I have been in 5 full meets and set 4 world records, 8 American.
Audrey also competes in the Senior Olympics. What events do you compete in the Olympics?
I have competed in 19 different events in the last 10 years.
19.
But anyway, from the track and field events, the sprints are my favorites.
You
but
sprint.
I've been, 50 meter, 100 meters,
What
200.
sprints are you in?
Well, they used 50 meter, 100 meters, and 200 meters.
Okay.
And I'm trying to.
Barbara here has taught me how to stay very interested in working out by doing different types of exercises in the hour that I train with her or the 2 hours I train with her a week.
A week. You do 2 hours a week.
Yes.
Okay. Eleanor, you were not always this fit. How did you get in shape? What motivated you?
Actually, when I'm just going to correct you a little bit. I'm going to be 58, not 54. And when I started turning 50, I found that I wasn't as flexible as I used to be. Just general kind of movements like stepping off a curb or jumping out of one of my kids' cars. And I wanted to feel that flexibility again. And that's what really motivated me.
All right, I'm going to ask Audrey to set up to show her fitness routine, and we're going to see her in action just a minute. Not everybody runs to the gym to find a fountain of youth. This is Sweet Annie, and Sweet Annie takes hundreds of vitamins to stay young. Let me read people your daily vitamin intake. Bee pollen, New Life formula, potassium, pionogenol,
Pycnogenol.
pycnogenol, L-glutamine, lecithin, ginkgo, coexamine, Q10, formula FB2, royal jelly, canine garlic, blanche, bohash,
Black cohosh.
black
Natural
cohosh,
estrogen.
sarsaparilla, silica, kelp, oxpro vitamin E, selenium vitamin C, propolis, L-lysium, A-arginine, L-orthanine, calcium, magnesium, baron, RNA, and DNA.
Quite a list.
How do you take DNA?
In tablet form, in a tablet form, and it helps to keep your cells young because your cells change every 2 years, and everybody's going to grow older. You're going to get a wrinkle. You're going to grow older, but you know we can put all those creams on our faces. But if you don't have vitamin C and pycnogenol, bioflavonoids, the collagen doesn't stay in your skin.
Do you all day take these vitamins?
I pretty much spread them out over the day, or if I'm in a hurry, I can do a handful. I don't recommend it, everybody. And you don't all need to take all those things, but you all do need antioxidants, because antioxidants are anti-aging and anti-disease. You need to feel good.
Now, Audrey is here with her trainer, Rex. Rex, what is Audrey going to do for us?